stand for the pledge, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll, please.
Peter Somerville, Town Council.
Ed Benaki, Councilman. John Dolce, Town Supervisor.
Phil Ryan, Town.
Randy Bates, Town Councilman.
Victoria Craig, Town Clerk.
And Brian Wood is absent. Any audience comments, please? If not, we'll move on to the minutes of the November 13th, 2025 meeting. Has everyone reviewed it? I have.
Make a motion to accept the minutes of November 13, 2025, regular meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. Budget modifications, there are a few. So, this has to do with the highway department. So from the
That's fine. Sure.
From the Albany County Soil and Water Grant, we received $25,818. And Jason would like to transfer it to the truck reserve. DA 9901.41. The same thing with the repairs to the truck. DA 5130.22450, $85,000 to the truck reserve. DA 9 repairs. DA 5130.22999, $25,687. And once again, transferring it to the equipment reserve, 9901.42. And from the state aid chips, DA 03501, $117,706.34 to the CHIPS road materials fund DA 5122.44077. There's no roll call. We'll just pass around to sign. Yea or nay?
That, you're gonna do the motion? You need to do the
We
motion.
need to make a motion.
Yeah,
Well, I'll make the motion to agree to these transfers. I've reviewed it with the accountant, I reviewed it with Jason, and I'm comfortable making a motion to accept these transfers.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
The amount? Okay.
The
so what,
Nick.
what,
The CHIPS line is just a budget amendment because our CHIPS income is going to match our CHIPS expenses. So it's not
But even the other three don't seem
I
to
don't have it in
add,
front of me, so I don't know.
the other three don't add up to 143 either. They add like 130.
136 or
in my head,
137.
so this is not right.
I have not seen that sheet. So.
So I'll rescind that motion because of the math that's involved.
We can do it at the last one, John.
Okay. I agreed, just to be clear, I agreed with the transfers. But now that we see that the math doesn't add up, we should not agree to this.
Correct. And it's actually, the total is 136,505.
But that should be on a different sheet.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
correct. And there's a motion pending to rescind the prior
Actually, we
motion.
voted. Okay, so we have a motion to
To
what?
rescind
The prior
my
Okay,
motion.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Bringing it. I'll make a motion to pay all signed vouchers and bills.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Motion carried. So reports for the supervisor. So we've actually had things have been going smooth. Budget is in line. I want to bring up two things that concern me. And last year we brought this up. And this was the consolidation of the polling sites. I've given everybody breakdowns on the polling sites. This has been incredibly expensive. So this year, with 1,192 people voting, it has cost the town $15,485. I have a huge issue with that. Bern, I've given you guys the breakdown. Bern, Knox, West Shore. The amount of people voting in Bern is 1,789 people, and it's $11,000. Knox is 1,650 people, is $9,000. West Shore is almost 2,000 people, is 11,900. I don't feel that for 1,192 people in Rensselaerville that we're spending $15,500 on election day. I've given everybody the breakdowns. We did have a public hearing and we had different feedbacks, but these numbers are true numbers. And I'd like you guys to, we'll review it, come up with different ideas. Vote right now. I will consolidate all the polls in one specific place, which is the town building, right here. There's no reason for us to spend so much money for such a small outcome of voters. It's
The biggest, if I remember right, at the public hearing, the biggest concern was the social event that from the 3 firehouses that
That's
I
right.
remember, right?
right, like election day is a social outing.
There was some people who also talked about that maybe don't do it on a presidential election, but start on a smaller scale, which is what you're doing, right?
So
So if you, to try it,
when I went, just so you guys know, when I went to Albany County elections, for some reason, our election expenses were like 8,000, 8,500, 6,000, and then in January 24, it was 12,700. And then this past year, we budgeted 12,500 because it wasn't a presidential election year, and it came back at $15,000. $2,500 more than the presidential election, so. You know, there's a break. It's not sustainable. It's not sustainable of taxpayer funds when we could do a better job not everybody's gonna be happy, I understand that. But our job is to watch the fiscal budget of the town of Rensselaer. And presidential election, like I said, it was 12,700. And this was not. Now it's 15,000. It's not gonna stop. And I don't see a reason why we can't consolidate. A lot of people say, oh, well, then people aren't gonna vote. Well, we only had 1,100 people vote
So it's gonna save us 4 or 5,000, maybe 4 or 5,000.
a year, every year.
Because these other towns around us with one polling site were 10, 11,000, 9, 10, 11.
10, 11,000, right. Us at 15.5 is a big number, $4,500 more. We don't have, we're not, I just wanted to bring this to your attention so we could review it. And
Do we have to have another public hearing on it if we want to do something?
Yes.
about it?
Yes,
even though we had one,
correct,
can you tell me why?
because the other one, you made a decision not to do anything, and this is new. You gotta give the people notice.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, that and the other, I'm always looking at our numbers. We had a workers' comp claim. Our workers' comp went up 10%. And I'm disagreeing with our workers' comp company, so I have a meeting with them on January 6th at 9:30. Apparently, whoever it was, you know, somebody sprained an ankle and they're hitting us up for 60. And I'm not accepting here. You know, if he got a bionic ankle, I want to know where that $61,000 went. So that's on the 6th. And then on the 13th, I have a meeting with Marshall Sterling in regard to our insurance. And once again, I'm a firm believer in questioning every bill that we get and not just accepting, oh, well, we have this increase. I want to know where it is. And that's my report.
I'll move to accept the supervisor report.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. The accountant, did he give us a breakdown for November? No. Yes?
I have the November year to date.
Okay.
I don't know who I got it from. Let's see
Oh,
if I
yeah,
did find
you
it.
do.
Okay, thank you.
Let's see.
I can make copies. Do you have it?
We have it.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll assume that's his report. But we have the numbers for 2025 going up to November 30th. We could review that. The attorney, Bill Ryan's here.
Couple points. One, the bond anticipation note for the water district is going to be coming due in March. So I spoke to the Bank of Greene County today, and they're going to begin getting it ready for the bond rollover, the holidays. they need to know if any portion of the bond has been paid down this year.
That's not.
Okay, so then we're gonna have to roll that over and which the bond anticipation note will do. And then we're gonna need to develop a plan for paying some of that down in the future. And then the next step would be, once the project is determined, its scope and the amount that it's going to cost, the bond that we roll over in March of 2026 will be put into the total cost of the improvements over a period of probably 30 years for residents of the water district to pay. That's the first thing. And the second point of my report is, at the last meeting, I was asked about the residency requirements of the deputy highway superintendent, and the law, town law, and the public officers law says that the deputy highway has to be a town resident unless there's legislation to the effect that's opposite that. And we have a local law, number 3 of 2022, that provides that the persons appointed to any position of employment with the town of Rensselaerville need not be a resident or elector of the town of Rensselaerville, provided, however, that such person shall reside in the county in which the town is situated or an adjoining county within the state of New York. So with that language, your deputy highway superintendent doesn't have to be a resident of the town. That's it.
Make a motion to accept the attorney's report.
I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carried. Jason, you have questions on that?
No, this question came up a year ago when I went over it with Bill then. so I
Yeah.
was
Okay.
Familiar with it.
Yeah, well then,
Okay, the highway recycling report.
Good evening. Nothing really to report on the transfer station. I'll still wait on a few load tickets, November numbers, but I will get everything together for the end of the year. We are in full snow and ice operations. We've been out quite a bit here the last few weeks. All of our equipment is up and operational at the moment. Our sand and salt is fairly well stocked. We are expecting a shipment of wash 1Bs on Monday or Tuesday to top off the salt shed. We began to put up the speed limit signs on Seabit Road. We're still awaiting 2 speed limit signs from our vendor. Once they arrive, they will be up and that road will be posted. Just wanted to kind of quickly go over some 2025 accomplishments from the highway department here. In 2025, with the cooperation of the town board, we were able to pave 4.9 miles of town roadway and chip seal 4.52 miles of roadway. So that's a significant portion of our highway system that was treated this year and really is making a difference. We were able to improve 0.88 miles of Fleming Road with shale and crusher run, improve 1 mile of Pucker Street with 5 inches of ground millings. In addition to that, we replaced 18 cross culverts, including 1 large 5-footer on Jaycox Road and 1 96-inch pipe on Davis Mountain Road. In addition to the material placed on Fleming Road and Pucker Street, we placed 3,300 tons of material on our additional dirt roads to bring them up to par through our regular summer maintenance. The parking lot project has been completed. We were able to successfully complete the Davis Mountain Culvert and Park Drainage projects through Albany County Soil and Water, where we were awarded the grant of $25,818. And the department was able to, with the blessing of the board, purchased a new small asphalt roller. It's a used roller to us, but and also that plow and sander. So it's been a really successful year. I hope 2026 is as successful.
It's good.
Miller Road, I did send you guys all some mapping via email from Albany County that showed some basic survey information. With the board's blessing, I'd like to get together with Pete and have a discussion over the 1,400 square feet of property that would be taken from Mr. Somerville for us to be able to move the road over and come up with maybe a fair price to present to the board, or a fair solution for you guys. I would do that and come back in January with that information.
Okay.
And then the last thing is I would like to begin speccing out a new tandem axle plow truck. Current delivery times are 18 months to 2 years. Our truck fund is funded enough to cover that purchase. Our last purchase was the 2023 model. My goal was to purchase a new large truck every 4 years. With 6 large trucks, that makes our oldest vehicle 24 years, and that would be a 24-year cycle. So that is on track for our replacement plan. So I will, if with the board's blessing, I'll begin to gather quotes and information and bring it back to you.
Yeah.
Okay. That concludes my report, unless there's any questions. Alrighty, thank you.
So do we need a motion to allow Jason to?
I don't think so. I'm just gonna gather the information. I just want to make sure before I waste the vendor's time, you guys are on board, so.
I think we're agreeable.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Jason.
I move, we accept the, highway superintendent's report.
Second.
All Victoria, please.
November was number-wise, but we've been busy picking up loose ends. Melissa has gotten all the water and sewer bills prepared for the upcoming 2026 billing cycle. So we have a good handle on that. We're waiting to hear back from Albany County Legislature as far as the rates go for the taxes. And once we get that, we can compare our numbers. Hopefully they agree, and then we can prepare to run the 2026 tax bill. That's about it.
Move we accept it.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. Code enforcement, please.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Numbers wise, it was a slow month. November, took in $50. We're working on cleaning up some files and working on some of the outstanding violations and tracking them down and catching up with those people. And cleaning up files is the big project for January, February. Getting outstanding permits renewed, and the trailer permit renewal will be coming up in January. That's pretty much all I have.
So I just want to, Tim has been working close with Bill's firm, Andrew, on getting violations, bringing people to, I'll say bring them to court to try to get them to clean up our town and not make it a lot of people have really neglected the town of Rensselaer and treating it like a dump. And I appreciate Andrew and Tim going forward and getting these people to clean up our town. Just wanted to mention that, so I'll make a motion to accept the code enforcement officer's report.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Is there an assessor's report? Jim? Okay. water sewer, which we're always excited.
It'll be briefer than usual. I think you'll be happy with that, right, Pete? Yeah. Okay, so as usual, we met the first Thursday of the month at Russellville Library, along with two new volunteers for the committee, which I'll be speaking on in a moment. They actually monitored two of our last meetings to make sure they were ready to sign up for whatever it was that we do. Yeah, I'm not sure why this note is on here. Oh, we made a change, and you should probably know this. The January meeting falls on the 1st. And so we're going to move it to Tuesday, January the 6th at the library at the same time. But Tuesday the 6th will be our next. Do you have to announce that or? Right, okay. No, nothing to report on the sewer district that I know of, so nothing there. Just reiterating, please use the rvillewatersewer@gmail email account for communicating with the water committee and the chair, because it's very helpful because we have multiple people watching that inbox rather than contacting us directly. And we are ready to make appointments to the vacant seats that we currently have, as well as the upcoming vacant chair seat, and finally, also the clerk position. So the committee has agreed to appoint and recommend to the town, who is a resident of the town of Rensselaerville, and he will assume the January 1st, 26 to December 31st, 2030 term. He doesn't know what he's in for there. Next, we are ready to recommend Steve Reinhardt, also a resident of town of Rensselaerville and a member or a resident of the water district. He's assuming a term that was recently vacated from January 1st, 26 to December 31st, 2027. And considering that I am not going to be renewing my term as chair for the committee, we are grateful for Jerry Wallace, who's here tonight, to step up and take the chair seat for the committee. His term is a one-year term, the chair is a one-year term starting January 1st and ending December 31st, 2026. And I suppose this is true for the clerk as well, but I'll just stop here and mention all of these folks have to come in and get sworn in, correct? Right? So
they'll get officially appointed at our organizational meeting in January, and then they'll come in for their sign out of the box.
okay, great. So we don't actually have to through the last one. So Vivian Galloway is also, a resident of the town of Rensselaerville in the water district, but works at the library and does a lot of volunteer work for the town. We are all very familiar with her and her work, and she has accepted the position of the clerk, which is also a one-year term, January to December 31st. So those are the 4 recommendations we are making to the town board. Is it necessary to get a motion now, or wait till to accept our recommendations? I don't know if that's even necessary.
No, you don't need to do, because you're going to be appointed at the organizational meeting, right?
Yes.
And then do it then.
Okay,
And tonight, we're gonna set the date. for the
All right.
organization meeting.
very good. Just a note, last time I reported, there was the well siting work group. In terms of the Water District Improvement Project, the well siting work group has come up with a short list of potential well sites that, a short list composed of a couple of the ones that were provided by CT Mail and the original PER, along with some other local properties that we feel the engineer should consider. And we will be handing that off to the new engineer once they are in contract with the town. In terms of the EPA administrative order, we have gone ahead and received new quotes from the mixer company, as well as the new hatch that's going to be needed for the tank. Again, this mixer will tank as well as the current one, so it's good money spent. And we did get a reduction in the cost of the mixer because we eliminated a piece of equipment that we didn't actually need. That was included in the quote. And just as a reminder, the board had made a motion in September. Last item, or what was the first bullet in that section, to be the last item because it's also part of old business. Would you prefer to leave it till then, or? And that's the recommendation to the town board for the engineering firm that we would like to work with moving forward on the project. That probably requires a motion, eh? Yeah. So do you want to wait till old business or?
No, just continue.
Okay, all right. So after a long process of, deliberation, we have decided on recommending to the town their engineering firm called Ty and Bond. They're originally from Massachusetts, but they have an office in Troy and they have an office in Rhinebeck. They're very familiar with the area. Seems like all these engineering firms are 100 years old. There's a long history or story of, where they come from. So they are well received. And we have notified them that we intended to make the recommendation. And we have asked them to start gathering whatever contract documentation they probably will probably want to go to Bill Ryan, right, for you to review.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess at some point authorize the town supervisor to sign off on. And then we can finally get this project off the ground.
Can I ask a question? Are they going to do the engineering report for the total improvements?
What the process is, I don't claim to be an expert on. There is an engineering report that this project received grant funding for. There's probably another report required.
They have to outline what needs to be done.
Yes,
and the cost.
they will do whatever is required by the EFC to get
Right,
that
great.
funding.
All right, that's what I thought.
Let me put it that way.
All right, good. Yeah, I know them. I've worked with them in the past. It's a good.
Great,
company.
great. All right, and if nothing else, that's the conclusion of my report.
What is the board's inclined to make a motion to accept the Water Sewer Committee's recommendation to retain Tig and Bond, subject to a review of the contract between the town and the engineering company.
I'll make that motion because I did spend time researching it also with them and I'm comfortable with them.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you,
Motion
James.
carried.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Do we know what sites you supposedly chosen or?
We, as in the town board,
Well, we haven't seen the sites that you come up with.
well, they're only potentials. And they're based on a couple of things. We believe based on historic knowledge that there's water on that property. For whatever reason that might be, there's a well that's providing 30 gallons per minute right next door or something of that nature. And the property owner has said, yes, they'd be willing to talk with the town if it meant selling a portion of their property to provide a location for this water district. There is a list, and I'd be happy to get it to you if you'd like to get
Yeah.
that. Sure.
I believe there's 3 or 4.
Right.
Um,
Or it might actually be a combination of 2 based on the fact that they're contiguous properties and maybe a portion of each would actually accommodate the needs of both the well heads as well as a treatment plant.
I'm glad we're making progress.
Same here.
But I still want to maintain that we should not drill.
Absolute. That's a given.
We don't have all of that. We're about to spend a lot of money.
It needs to be on town-owned property.
Correct.
Absolutely.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you. Whether we own it now or we own it later,
Right.
but it will be on town-owned property.
Otherwise, you're just, doing the same thing.
I move we accept the report of the Water Sewer Committee.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
All right,
Aye. No library?
as usual. How come the library does not report to us? There, it's empty every board meeting. But nothing ever happens.
I don't know if they even have an obligation to report to us, but except for the finances that we give them. But it's been a long time and I really would like to hear, like, how is the public safety building working out?
Yeah.
Is that
Nobody else
happening?
reports.
I'll ask them for a,
So before we move to whole business, we want to schedule a meeting for a public hearing about polling place potential consolidation.
we might as well. Good point. What do you think?
Oh, yeah, do it now. Sooner rather than later. Before it's too late.
So what's our,
What are we looking at, in December? No, January.
no, it'd be January.
January, right? So,
And that's 25.
It's 25, so we don't even know.
When's the first town board meeting in January?
The first meeting is the 8th.
Is what?
8th.
8.
yeah, January, we're 8th and 22.
Hmm?
8th and 22.
So
22nd, that's our,
schedule for the 22nd, a public hearing on the polling places
Okay,
at 6 something.
at 6:30.
Sound good?
Yeah, it's fine.
6:30. You're not gonna be there.
I might come to that one.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna do January 22nd at 6:30.
Public hearing. That's good, man. Thank you.
Need a motion for that, please, John?
yep,
I make a motion to have
to schedule the public hearing.
schedule a public hearing on the polling places for January 22nd at 6:30.
Need second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye,
At the town hall.
at the town hall. All right, can we move on?
Yes.
Old business. Miller Road bank failure. Now,
He pretty much covered it.
huh?
He pretty much covered it.
Well, the only thing we didn't cover on that is that, to be fair, Jason.
Yeah.
They calculate about, where's the number, 1,448 square feet. But the disturbed area is gonna be much more than that,
Slightly more.
right?
I mean, it's slightly disturbed, yeah, but I mean,
Not a lot, John. Not a lot.
so mostly what's past the area that will be disturbed is open space, so it'll be returned to open space.
So when I was there was a bank and a stone wall.
There's a fence on the top with a stone wall. On the other side of the fence is basically open area, so it will not.
Will be disturbed, the bank. I'm asking, I don't know.
I mean, the bank is going to be disturbed, yes. And everything will be shifted towards Mr. Somerville's property, correct? But I mean, outside of that area, there should not be much more disturbance. Nothing that couldn't be seeded down and returned to the way we found it.
So my question now is to the town attorney. Pete, you have to recuse yourself from this, but the town has to acquire this property from a landowner.
From Mr. Somerville.
Yes.
Okay.
How do we determine a fair market value
To do that,
to do that?
have an appraiser determine what the value is. And there's a lot of appraisers that do this type of work for land takings, especially for roadway takings in the eminent domain sphere. And that's what you need to do. And that,
Unless we reach an agreement.
well, you could reach an agreement, but it's better to have it done by an appraiser because you won't be second guessed.
But it may cost the town more money
Well,
to pay the appraiser.
Right.
I don't make the rules, I try to provide
It would save a lot of, it could save a lot of headaches down the road
Yeah.
if you have it appraised.
I mean, it's not that much money to have the land appraised that is gonna be taken. That I don't know, but it's not tens of thousands of dollars.
What did you say?
Approximately how much?
Have an appraisal.
It's already surveyed.
Well, it's not officially surveyed. We've identified the space. They are not, the Albany County engineering are not licensed. So we've identified the exact property that needs to be taken, but it is not surveyed per se.
Okay, so there's no description of what's gonna be taken.
No.
All
Now,
right,
these are all right by use roads, so, I don't know if you could do that through a landowner agreement, that allows us to widen the road.
yeah, but you're expending town money, and it's better to have an appraiser evaluate. That's my advice,
Okay.
and if you want, I can get you some quotes for an appraiser to do that.
I would like to ask you to see
All right.
what an appraiser would.
A cost to do this, and I have the photographs here that Vicky sent me. All good.
Jason, you'd be looking to do this work in
I would like
about
to
4
do this
months.
first thing in
4
the
or 5
spring.
months.
It won't take long.
I would like to have this project ready to go as soon as, dry up and get things going.
You guys can choose areas some more. Okay. All right, so I spent some time with Jason and we put together two different bids. One for the waste oil furnace and one for the overhead garage doors. You guys see that? Is there anything else that we should include? Like the waste oil heater, instead of us stating what size furnace, I put the dimensions of the garage and let them come up with what size burner. Yeah, because we've been speculating 2,500 or 3,500, and that may not be the right way to do it.
Right.
I don't know if the 60-degree indoor temperature is a good number.
Well, it's realistic. I mean, that's,
That's what we keep it
Yeah.
at, 58 or 60.
so. The only thing I might add is, warranty,
Like,
whether without a warranty or what have you, you know.
or
We should
warranty
specify.
with question mark.
Yeah, we should specify whether we want a warranty or not.
You mean a warranty in addition to the man?
Well, I think we should put down what is the manufacturer's.
And I also think you want a warranty for workmanship.
And are they removing one or no?
Yes.
That would.
Because we really need to move forward with that. The other thing was, as Randy mentioned, the garage doors. You know, we have 6 doors. And we just measured it out, final dimension taken by the contractor. All new hardware and trim, 1 row of glass, using the existing openers and installation included. The only thing I don't see on here was the insulation factor. I'll have to add that.
Removal of all the existing doors, or is that just going up?
Oh, you should have that in there.
Insulation and removal of,
John, with those doors though, we probably should keep some of the panels. I think they're the same as goes in the transfer station. So maybe to keep one complete door for parts and pieces.
Drive through.
the insulation factor, I think it's R19 is what's standard, I think, but I will look into that. So by Tuesday, anyway, with that minor change and a warranty on the other heater, I'd like to get authorization to advertise for this, unless there's more things that you guys believe
Looks good to me.
We'll start the ball. Just because we get bids doesn't mean that we have to
No, you don't have to accept it.
accept it. It's a start, so I need a motion.
Make a motion that, we publish a legal notice for bids for the waste oil furnace and also for the new garage doors.
I'm sorry to make another suggestion, but would it be wise to put the bid on a per door basis? So that way, if the number is really high, we could just choose to do 1 or 2 doors,
I think,
just a suggestion.
and we thought about that, I think we talked about that. And I know we'll get a better price with the 6. But there's also, when they come back, then it could be open to discussion. If it's too much, we'll say, okay.
So if you're gonna do half the doors, does that mean you have to rebid it? Where Jason's way you wouldn't have to rebid it? Per door?
But ideally, it'd be awesome to get them all done. And that's what the first bid is.
Yeah. Let's get them all.
Okay, Randy made the motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. Thank you. This is, we can move forward with that. The engineering firm we discussed.
Excuse me, do we want to announce in that motion that the bids are due
We need dates.
on a certain date and a certain time? When do you want them in by?
Well, tell me the process. You advertise it,
It has to be advertised, and we have to give them some time to respond.
right,
So we
but-
want to give them enough time. I can have it in the paper by next Thursday.
so
So
we would need
January 22nd.
30 days, no?
At least this time of year, right, even more. The holidays. Winter, companies are busy in the winter. Shoot for the first meeting in February.
So what date?
That would be the 12th.
That's sufficient time.
As things go, I mean, this type of bid, I mean, probably you or Jeff talk to some of these vendors directly, because most of them won't even be aware that this bid is out there.
Oh, I intend to reach out to these people that we've already discussed
Okay.
this project with.
And can we also add that they are due no later than 6 PM on February 12th?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so we made the motion, we seconded it, we voted on it, and we're good with that, correct?
And there's another item that, technical question. By what date?
Um,
Let's do Friday the previous week.
Okay. Friday the 6th. Friday the 6th at noon.
Yep, so it said,
That's fine.
So, Randy, when they ask you about this next one,
Yeah.
the union contract. A memorandum of agreement. We have to do this by the end of the
This
month.
month, yeah.
And then you and Brian,
Yeah, we met with the union and the shop steward 3 or 4 times. And I think it's a fair agreement to all parties. You know, an overview is it's 3% per year for 3 years. It's a 3-year contract. Increase of 3% per year. You know, we put in the specification more detailed what the highway employees, what their health insurance coverages are. So there's a better understanding of that. We added some of the items that Carolyn recommended to clean up the contract. A lot of the times the leaves were in a previous contract were in days rather than hours, so there's confusion there, so that's been clarified. It's really cleaning up the language of the Juneteenth. We declined that and the union accepted that. They wanted to remove the deputy highway superintendent from the bargaining agreement. We did not agree to that, and the union withdrew that. There were the union requested additional overtime hours for a recall. We did not agree to that, and the union withdrew that proposal. Added to the contract is the in 1 year we can reopen the agreement with a memorandum to potentially change the health insurance provider, and that the operating engineers union has a health insurance plan, and we looked at that extensively, and it does appear that there could be substantial savings with that, provided, you know, we came to an agreement with the union. So that reopens that negotiation in 1 year.
that's under section 7.
We added $100 to the clothing allowance from 500 to I think 600. There's clarification on the health insurance and the 3% raise per year, and the increases as stated were for the longevity. You know, I mean, Brian and I, as we looked at it and discussed it with the union, you know, and looking at the wage increase of 3%, truly the union wanted more, obviously, as you would expect. And we came to the conclusion that it would certainly be beneficial to the town to increase the longevity payments rather than increase the across the board wage increase, because it would be an encouragement for employees to potentially stay longer, and also to reward our longer term employees. So we did increase the longevity payments. And say, all right, it is it's a fair contract to all parties involved.
Very good, Randy, and thank you for negotiating that. So
So what do we gotta do? Make a motion?
I need a motion
Authorize who
to-
sign it. You, John?
yes,
The motion should be to accept the memorandum of agreement with respect to the collective bargaining agreement between the town of Rensselaerville as the employee and the International Union of Operating Engineers, Local 158.
So moved.
and authorize the supervisor to execute.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Sign it.
Okay, another project done. Okay, under new business. Website and email has to be changed to .gov. Carolyn knows more about it than I.
Yeah, this was something that the legislation passed this year for all municipalities with people, population of 1,500 or more. Move to a .gov domain name. IT's already working on it. They're gonna have it done in the next couple weeks. It's gonna change the website and our email. So email will come to both, to .com and .gov, but outgoing will only be .gov. It'll show that on when people get our mail. Of course, you guys that get your mail on your phone, they're gonna have to work with you to change it, so they will. That's about it.
Okay. And the only big deal is gonna be our business cards or whatever,
Yeah.
but that's the nature of the beast. That's what we're gonna have to do. And it's mandated that we do it because we have a population of 1,900. Anything over 1,500. All right, thanks, Carol. The organizational meeting for 2026. It's January 5th or 6th, I would say. Why does it have to be so close? Because we have to swear people in, right?
Yeah, and you want to get the functions of government operating.
So is the 5th or the 6th too far?
Well, it's usually done as close as possible to New Year's Day.
I know.
We used to do it on New Year's Day.
Wow. This is Monday.
What day is New Year's Day?
Thursday.
Friday is the second.
I mean, I'm open.
Well, Monday would be the 5th. Is that too far out, though?
No,
I'm available any of those days, so you're not here.
I'm fine with the 5th.
You know, but that's interesting. Mary Michael is not sworn in yet.
I know.
So technically, there's a void, there's a gap here.
That's
She can
why.
be sworn in before the organizational meeting.
So
Because
maybe we
Vicky
should.
does that. It's not done at the meeting.
We can do that on Monday and have the meeting on Tuesday. We can,
I can swear her in before that.
Yeah.
So we don't have to wait till Tuesday.
Right.
We don't.
so let's set the meeting up for Monday,
The 5th.
5th.
Vicky, is the Monday the 5th?
Yes.
I believe so.
Actually, I have to be sworn in.
correct.
5th is the organizational meeting. At o'clock, or do you want to make it earlier? What do you guys think?
I'm going to 7 o'clock. Oh, wait, no, that is
Yeah, I don't care.
7 o'clock is good.
7 o'clock. So Vicky, that's when all of this people need to get.
Yes,
We should all be here.
Geez, that'd be nice.
We'll all be here. So do a motion?
You tell them, Vicky.
Yes.
I make a motion, we hold the 2026 organizational meeting Monday, January 5th at 7 o'clock.
I'll second it. All in favor? Aye. Motion carried. And I'll make a motion to authorize Vicky to place a legal notice for collection of the 2026 town and county taxes.
I'll second that.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Vicky, why did we have to advertise
Because we do.
Yeah.
She said so.
She said so.
No, the real property tax law says you need to.
It's the law.
that? It's the law.
And we have to do it for 2 weeks.
What?
2 weeks.
Have we set a date for the last meeting in December?
Yes, the last meeting, Vicky, the last meeting was December 30th, was
30th or 27th? 30th?
30th, Tuesday the 30th,
30th.
December 30th at
7, I believe.
any audience comments?
Yes, I have one.
Yes, sir.
I may, we're gonna close the year.
I may be the only one, but I don't believe it's true because I've talked to others. But the YouTube channel for these town board meetings and planning board meetings don't come out very well. It is either an issue with the bandwidth that you have here at Town Hall with your carrier, or the Wi-Fi in this building is not prevalent enough in this room for that device to be on, to get good bandwidth on this network. So I would suggest that someone evaluate that, because it's hard to watch, it's hard to get good information. You get like jitter and all this. It's just not a good broadcast of the meeting, or the recording, of course, is the same, got the same technical issue in the recording as if you were watching it live. So I don't know, do you have a cable company or a satellite here?
We're waiting for fiber.
No, but I mean,
We
Is it
have Mid-Hudson.
cable? But it's still possible to upgrade the bandwidth. Of course, that means pay
It's
more.
pretty high.
But before you do that, it's also worth evaluating. Like when I sit in that room over there where the judge's room is, the connection to the internet is awful. It's awful. Whereas maybe in your office, it's just fine.
That's a Wi-Fi issue in the building.
It is. And maybe it's just the cost of a few $100s of Wi-Fi extenders that you place around the building to improve the YouTube.
Where's your router?
It's in the closet in the.
That's the first problem. It's in the
And
closet.
There's only one Wi-Fi.
It's in the closet, so therefore the Wi-Fi signal is not strong. And if there's only one somewhere in the building, you probably need a couple.
Chairman of the water district. You want to participate in the Wi-Fi?
Maybe it's on YouTube's end, you know? Oh,
Not as a volunteer, anyway.
are you still gonna be on the committee?
If you want to pay my consulting fee for that, sure.
Sure, we'll take an average what you earned last year.
Anyway, I think it's worth looking into because it's disappointing. Because I use it for my own benefits, like to go and see like the meetings that I didn't make, or I want to review, or I just want to see myself on camera, you know, and it's never,
So for real though, Carolyn, who would we,
I'll call
Mid
Nick.
Hudson.
Nick?
well, that's for the bandwidth part, but the Wi-Fi extenders, geez, you can order a couple of things from Amazon or whatever and put them in yourself. I mean, I could do that for you if you want. I mean,
You're not part of this thing. You're gonna be gone.
anyway, that's my.
Okay.
Thank you.
One more comment. Comment. I agree wholeheartedly with putting the voting in the town building. It's a good idea, not just from a cost standpoint.
Ken, why do you feel that way though?
Because I think it's good for a lot of us to recognize the fact that we live in the town of Rensselaerville and not little subdivided areas.
Here.
I think it's good. I think it's better to make the town stronger.
Okay,
That's my take.
thanks, Alex.
Good. Good point. Everybody is so, you know, reduced the tomorrow, the village.
Yeah,
So that, then,
yeah, Brian's not here, so.
I make a
motion, we.
Hang on. I just want to say a huge thank you, Brian Wood and John were the biggest contributors to our volunteer drivers for the senior car. With the donations, we've divvied out and gotten gift certificates for each of them, so. And they
Yes.
are over the top appreciative because they don't want it. I said, you don't have a choice, you have to take it. So
Are really a huge asset for us.
thank you all for your donations.
Okay,
The apples.
Our pleasure.
Deb and Ryan Kennery sent their annual little shipment of Honeycrisp apples.
Mhm.
Thank you.
I make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Thank you, everyone.